Thank you. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you could make it. Such a monumental day for all your loved ones. And we are very excited to see all of you here. Um, we, we have to just go over a couple ground rules, which, because of the past, once in a while we have to mention them. But they've never really been a problem the last couple years. So, when the graduation ceremony is going, definitely cheer. Your loved one is making a monumental step in their career. When they come up to get their picture, cheer them on. But every family who has a graduate, we invite you up to the stage because your graduate will be standing here. If you have small ones, family members, bring them on up. Okay? Big day for all of you. And I've met most of you, so I'm very excited. And again, it's a really, really big day. They've worked very hard. I'll be talking a little bit more about that. I apologize for not having entry music. For some reason, we're just not able to do that in live stream. So right now, they've already started the live stream on Facebook. So anybody, and the students know, anybody who couldn't make it here is watching us right now. So I always tell the students, say hi to the family members out there, because a lot of them were very involved in encouraging them, supporting them. Not an easy program, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I promise you, we pretty much stick to the rhythm, but we absolutely understand what they mean to you and what you did in their life. So I'm going to welcome the graduates, and I would ask that you all stand up if you can. Come on in. Good. You guys can sit. Go ahead. Thank you, guys. Have a seat. I want to tell you ahead of time, they have a larger class, but as a nursing program, we always tell them if you have signs and symptoms or you're doing this or that, they know not to come into public. So 4 of our graduating students, unfortunately, have signs and symptoms of either the flu or COVID, so they could not attend. And you know what? They're live stream watching us. So, hello. Um, and they're much a part of your class. As you know, you blend. So I'm going to kick things off first. I've got some thank yous to say, and then I'm just going to say a couple words, probably a couple more than that, to the graduates. So I want to first all thank the church, Celebration Church, Celebrate Church. They have been awesome to us. We remember, we were just reminiscing a while ago about our parking lot graduation. That was no fun. But Celebrate, one of my instructors goes to church here, and she said, you know what, we have a very large church, great sound system, and I think they'd be willing to host us. And I called, and they've been willing, and we've been doing it here for almost 3 years. It's been excellent, and it's been a great experience. So I'd like to thank them. I'd like to thank the board of Genesee Valley BOCES. A lot of them are represented over here. I will tell you that they have been so supportive of our program. They've really never, hardly ever said no. Of course, we're all careful about what we ask for and diligent and do our due diligence with money. But I thank you very much. We feel very well supported and an intricate part of our BOCES. I'd like to thank administration, and we have some representatives over there, our superintendent, Kevin McDonald, and our director of adult ed, Chuck DePasquale. I thank them for coming here, and they've been very supportive. You know, we're not easy to work with, us nurses. You know, we have a whole different microscope on the world. And so I will tell you, it took us a couple years to get that language together. But since then, I got to tell you, it has been as smooth as can be. And it wasn't rough before then. But it's very hard to have an adult professional program in a school environment. You're like a fish out of water. So I thank them. They seek to understand us, and they do. And so I really appreciate that. I'd like to thank the team of instructors. And they don't like when I tell them, you're here, so you're going to have to stand up. I'm sorry. But behind me, I'm just the lead, okay? I don't make everything happen. The instructors do, and everybody around them. So I'd like to introduce the people that are here and supporting things. First, I'd like to go with Janet Green. Janet, you got to raise your hand, okay? Come on up. Janet is an outstanding lead instructor. She runs the Batavia class most of the time. Sometimes we do some switch-ups. We're really good now with supply and demand. We sort of switch around. Janet is awesome. She does great with the students, but I gotta tell you, this event, she's the one who has the keys and opens the doors, and Janet and I are like, get the tables, get this, turn the heat on. It's great, and she's very committed. She not only teaches in the class, she does clinical rotations as well. Next to her is Kathy Kelly. Kathy. Kathy and I met when I was working as a senior director of nursing out in Buffalo. She had some awesome positions, and I called her one day and said, hey, you ever think about teaching? And she said, yeah. So she came on about a year and a half ago and been working a lot of clinicals for us. Even though she lives in Buffalo, she's willing to drive as far as Livingston County. And the students love her, so it's worked out well. Next to her is actually Barbara Dotson. Go ahead, Barbara. I thank her, and her position helps me with admissions and other odds and ends between there, but she also works a lot on the exiting because we like to gather data from our graduates and the people who hire them. Now, I'm going to tell you what, I don't have all the numbers because you'd be bored. That's not what you came for. And I'm a data geek. But I'll tell you, I'm proud of our program because the employers have ranked us very high. They like our graduates. Why? They pass the exam and they have a great professional attitude. You couldn't ask more than that. So Barbara helps me with some of those things. So she's great. Last but not least, we have several other, I have 10 other clinical instructors, and Alicia Coffey, unfortunately, her kids are sick, so she couldn't be here. She runs our lab and clinical area, and she totally rocks it. She sets up all the lab classes and all the clinical areas, and she does a great job. The last person that I have to mention, and you'll see more of her, is their lead instructor, Marisa Dale. Marisa. She is just an awesome teacher, and she adds a lot of life to the classroom. She knows her stuff. She stays current, like Janet does, on what do these people need to know to pass their boards. She keeps the classroom interesting. She keeps the students on her toes, and she is like Both of them are like a gift from God for me. So I appreciate them all. But most of all, I have to thank all of you sitting out there, because you have been a participant in this program. Why? Because you're either doing their laundry, picking their kids up, giving them Kleenex when they're crying. You are a huge support, right? Yeah, when they're in class, we have Kleenex. But without you and that support that they have, because they had a normal life before they came in and met all of us, this changes your life, which I'll talk about a little bit later too. This is a transition like none you ever knew, right, guys? Yeah, and so without each of you, they wouldn't be able to have done this. So give yourself a hand. So now I'm going to say a couple words to the graduates. Everyone here, as I said, should be very proud of these graduates. They too sacrificed to put the time, effort, dedication, and commitment to this program. And it's ended up, the outcome is outstanding nurses. And I failed to say earlier, but I think I did, there are several sick people that would be sitting up here, so I'm talking to you as well. The program's very rigorous, and I hate to use this term, but they'll tell you the first day of orientation. I don't know what else to say. It's like a boot camp for clinical professionals. I've been to social work school. I've got a couple degrees, got my master's and stuff that has to do with nursing. And nothing like this can I ever compare to even my master's program. This is hard. It's rigorous. They responded and they took on the challenges. And they will tell you during their interview, it almost sounds like I'm telling them to go somewhere else. But I want them to know that if you choose our program and you meet the standards, your life is going to change for a year. It's going to be commitment. It's going to be nothing like you know before. All your time will be chewed up. And the material's not easy to grasp, especially for many students that don't have medical backgrounds. I apologize. And actually, we were all talking, and we prefer students without medical backgrounds, because then you can teach them, you know, instead of them telling you, no, that word's this, and that's sort of like a slang medical word. But you have to remember, it's hard to grasp everything. Medical terminology is a second language. I'm not kidding. Just like I ask you, do you know Spanish? No. That's a second language. And they know medical terminology, right, guys? Did you know it before? No. And added to their platter was just learning that language. They don't get credit for that. They need that in order to succeed in the topics and the courses that they take. So they have to do all that and learn all that in order to even learn how to take the test and do the application. I think most of you out there know these students needed to attend 4 to 5 days a week. Clinical rotations, lab, 5 to 7 hours a day, and I'm going to add 4 to 5 hours of work. I'm not exaggerating, right, guys? Oh, yeah. They probably have it all timed. And they're doing home studies. If not, some of them are fortunate enough, or some of them don't even work this way, but there's a lot of study groups that form. And we pretty much, at our program, we let them form those studies themselves, because they do. They bond with certain people that have the same studies mechanisms as they do. Don't forget, while doing this, they were holding jobs. Yeah, holding jobs, answering to somebody else, and taking care of family and friends. I mean, they didn't desert you. They just couldn't do the mopping and the grocery shopping, probably. Well, you probably think, who would do that? That's crazy. Give a whole year of their adult life up. And it is a whole year of sacrifice. But what it is a drive. Wanting to practice gives you a drive that lets you through anything, as long as you know you got an end to that journey and something big is going to happen afterwards. The students here were placed in long-term facilities and acute care facilities. We have several contracts across Rochester and Genesee County. We're very fortunate that way. And they learned how to adjust to their ever-changing patient population and challenges. Many of them will tell you that they secretly shared, I don't want to go there. I never pictured myself working there. But they learned something there. Some of them are even going to go work there. I've had so many people tell me, I don't want to go to Batavia in that small hospital. They end up moving here because it's a great place for them to work. When they see they can pay $4 for lunch versus $7, and, and the rent that they pay compared to Rochester, and they got land. Can't beat it in great school systems, great school systems. So many of them do choose to come here. We're not in the real estate market, but it's a great asset. Each facility, because Alicia, who's not able to be here tonight, and myself, we round on all the facilities. They're our partners. And they can't say enough about our students. The last couple years, I got to tell them, stop it, you know. They love our students. So many of them been offered good positions. I'll tell you, we were able to have a job fair this year. We used to, but because of COVID, we had sort of had to stay away from that. But we had 13 or 14 facilities come to our location at RTP. And it was pretty good, right, guys? I mean, they were trying to please them and had a lot of things to give away and offer. Let me just mention, pharmacology is not easy. And students learned that it's not just about handing out medications, because the role of the LPN, notoriously and historically, is the medication pass person. They're getting beyond that, but it is. So LPNs in a long-term care facility could have, I'm not kidding, up to 30 patients to hand meds out. A little scary when you think about it. So we've trained them. You just don't look at the bottle and say they're on it on a regular basis. These students know the side effects, what to look for, and how does the drug affect their body, which is not easy. The main thing at our program, one of our main goals, is to keep the patient safe. It's all about the patient. I cannot wait to hear from all of you and how you're doing in your new professional field. Remember, asking questions, just taking a time out is a good thing to do. Because when you get your professional license, that is yours. You are now a professional provider. So every nurse will tell you their first year, their first job, the first year is really the educational year. Because it's just the year that you find out what you didn't know and what you need to know. It really is. And I have to remind you, and you're probably sick of me telling you this, but you have to be lifelong learners from here. Yes, you have a thing to celebrate tonight, a big thing, but you have to be lifelong learners. Because you know what? Healthcare changes all the time. I mean, we know COVID. Look at how they changed on that. It changes. You have to read. You have to engage yourself. And lastly, I'd just like us all to give them another hand of applause. Now tonight they're going to be receiving, tonight they're going to be receiving their school pin. They've already received their cap, and I'm not going to go back in the history of that. But I want to tell you about the pin they're going to get. The meaning of the Genesee Valley School of Practical Nursing pin is the gold color shield of the pin represents the pledge of generosity and protection to all we give care to. The green color is representation that stands for hope and joy and wellness. The tower with the beacon of light seated on the book characterizes nurses that they are to provide optimal care and safety for their lives of others, using their newly gained knowledge and wisdom. Graduates, today you will be capped, pinned, awarded, and honored with your certificates by some of your very faculty who have worked with you diligently. This is a symbol of you entering into the profession. So family and friends, I know you're super excited. I'm excited. So when I do call, when we get to that point in the program, when we call your loved one's name, I want to welcome you up front. It's their time. Take some pictures. Give them a hug. Many of you have flowers. And then once that is done, and it can't go on forever and ever, obviously we've got more than one, then I ask that you politely have a seat and we give the next graduate the time and attention that they need, because it's really a group effort. So with that said, I'm going to bring the next person up. And I'm very proud to present the valedictorian of this class, who is Carla Watson.
Hello, thank you all for coming today. A year ago, our journey began at Genesee Valley BOCES. Throughout this year, our teachers and clinical instructors challenged and inspired us to achieve the goal of one day becoming. We worked hard, from our very first homework assignment to our last exam, and we made it here to celebrate our great accomplishment. It is an absolute honor to have achieved valedictorian of this class, as it wasn't an easy feat by any means. Every single graduate here today has worked very hard, and I'm proud to have gone through this nursing program with every single one of you. Nursing school is not for the weak, and all of you graduating today knows what it took to get through to be sitting here today. Some of us had to go through this program while facing personal hardships. Some of us were planning weddings, had to work full-time to support our kids. Some of us didn't know where we were going to lay our heads down at night. And some of us lost loved ones whom we wish could have been here today. I speak for everyone when I say we couldn't have done this without each other. We were strangers walking in, and despite our different walks of life and experiences, we found a way to come together and lift each other up, and we truly have become a family. Before our acceptance into the program, each of us had to write a small essay about why we wanted to be a nurse. I want you all to take a moment and remember what your reason why was. Maybe it has changed, and you have had different reasons and motivations throughout the year, but whatever your reason was, it's coming true. You are going to be great nurses. You are setting a great example for your families and your children, and you are smart enough to be a nurse. Whatever you do from this point forward, there is no doubt in my mind that you will get through it. And if you ever doubt your capabilities, if you ever feel like giving up, remember where you started and be proud of what you have accomplished. To our teacher, Marisa, you made even the most stressful times fun. You allowed us to laugh. You allowed us to cry, be angry at times, but you always brought us back to reality and pushed us to do better, to think harder, and to be the safest nurses we can be. Thank you for teaching us to be a good nurse rather than just how to pass a test. We appreciate that more than you know. To our families and friends who have supported us and probably had to deal with a million meltdowns, many text messages left unread, for all the birthdays and outings we missed, thank you. Thank you for having patience. Thank you for eating cereal for every meal when we didn't have time to make dinner. Thank you for pushing us through when we may have wanted to give up. And a personal thanks to my support system. I could not have done this without you. Sammy, thank you for being my biggest motivation. Thank you for understanding what I was trying to do and for cheering me on every step of the way. Nursing school has been the hardest yet most rewarding experience we have faced, and we truly couldn't have done this without our families, friends, teachers, faith, and belief in ourselves. My wish for all of you is to never stop asking questions, never stop learning, and always strive to be better than you were just a moment ago. As we step into the world of nursing, we are going to face challenges. We are going to make mistakes, and we are not going to know everything. Be patient with yourselves and continue to experience success. I hope you always find fulfillment in everything that you do. But most importantly, don't ever forget what a privilege it is that one day we may be giving someone their last sip of water. We may be giving someone back their dignity and independence. We are the next generation of nurses, and it is our time to make a difference for the better. Thank you.
Gotta tell you what, I need a box of Kleenex. That was awesome. And it was well said, because that is a nurse's life. And it's a privilege to be that one who's there when nobody else is. So I very much appreciate you taking the time to do that. So now comes the main event, I'm telling you. So I want to tell you a little bit about Marisa Dale. She was their lead instructor. I have many instructors, and I got to tell you, I love my team. They're definitely on the ball. They do a great job. They know their stuff. They've experienced healthcare, not only acute care settings, long-term care settings. This is one of them. She's worked in acute care, long-term, probably case management, worked at a college level, and she wanted to come to vocational level. Why? This is where it's at, guys. This is the front line. These are the people going to take care of you. So Marisa Dale is a pretty dedicated teacher. I mean, she has foot surgery, and I thought maybe she'll be out for 2 weeks, so we planned, and all of a sudden, you know, we were over there, and we hear this pump, 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 pump. She's walking down the hallway in a cast. I'm like, what? Hey, we got your class covered. No, get out of the way. You know, she's just a go-getter. You know, once she takes on something I've assigned her, she's on it. And she bonds with the students, not in an unhealthy way, an extremely healthy way. She is there to be their knowledge and their sounding board. And for for people to be able to instruct in adult education, they need to find that sweet spot. The spot where the students feel comfortable with them, but they're not their bus BFF. Okay? Because that is not going to help the student. And she is able to do that. She also, as I have said, definitely knows her material. She is chair of our curriculum committee. And both her and Janet Green work very hard on changing our curriculum to keep it as most updated, I say, as any Ivy League school, you know? No reason why we can't deliver good education. So without further ado, because she needs some time in the spotlight here, she's actually the apple of their eye. Let me say that. So I'd like to introduce Marisa Dale.
Oh, my. This is definitely an inside joke. They thought that every test day, if they told me I was beautiful, they would get a better grade. Took me a while to figure that out. At first, I thought they were making fun of me for a while. Okay. Although I know I'm beautiful. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you for coming. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome as we celebrate these wonderful young women and man. I feel, as I was listening to Carla's speech and Heidi's speech, which was just amazing. I can't say anything better than what Carla just said. But it reminded me, I got to come up there and speak, and now I got to do something amazing, which I don't feel like I was going to do. But that's what us nurses are. We don't like the spotlight. We do what we do because we have to do it, and we're proud to do it, and we're happy to do it, and we are extremely gratified by doing it. It's not because we want any type of special treatment, and you guys know that now. You guys are going to feel that. There's nothing more rewarding than this moment right here for me. This is wonderful, especially since you guys all did your hair and makeup. Normally, it's all just... Okay, so as you know, these men and women have worked extremely hard over the course of a year to make it to this day. I have had the pleasure of educating hundreds of nursing students, and I'm always impressed by their ability to make it through such a rigorous program. This class is certainly no different. I think of them as the little engine that could. Small but mighty, with the drive and determination to succeed. Along their journey to today, this group has had a few teachers. They definitely were a labor of love. We've all had a hand in forming this group here. We as a teaching team have helped them over a few hills. They've had to overcome obstacles such as the loss of loved ones, financial, family, and/or work struggles, daily struggles with childcare, and taking care of sick family members. But they continue to show up and work hard, all with a common goal in mind to complete this program and become a nurse. An objective that many of them thought was completely out of reach. We as a class have had many talks about what it means to be a nurse and how regardless of the title you hold, you are a nurse. And we as nurses have a common focus, our patients. As Florence Nightingale said, never lose an opportunity of urging a practical beginning, however small, for it is wonderful how often in such matters the mustard seed germinates and roots itself. You are the seed, and you are just beginning to grow, and how you continue to grow is up to you. We have provided you the foundation and the roots that you need for stability and continued development. Some of you will grow sideways. Some of you will continue to sprout up quickly, and others will grow a little more and take a little break for a breather, stay the path. Regardless, it is okay. Whatever path you choose, it is okay. None of us follow the same path to get where we are going. The point is that you keep growing. So, if I may leave you with a few last pieces of advice, nursing, as you know, is a wonderful profession that will give to you what you put into it. Stay as excited about nursing as you are today. Our patients need us more today than they ever have. You have a duty to advocate and care for them. It will be hard at times, and you may be faced with some tough choices along the way. But if you keep your patients first, you will always make the right decision. Choose to work for people or facilities who are worthy of you, appreciate you, and will help you to grow. Overall, your happiness is what's important. And while dollar signs might be enticing at first, that will not make you a better nurse, nor will it endure. Nursing is a profession, not a job. You've worked hard to earn that title. Display it proudly in everything you do. Over the next few months, you will pass the NCLEX, start new jobs, and begin what will feel like a whole new life. Learn as much as you can, find a good mentor, ask questions, take your time, and be patient. You will have good days. You will have not so good days. And there will be times you will doubt yourself along the way. But remember, you can do this. And lastly, take care of yourself. As nurses, we are often so busy advocating for our patients and taking care of others that we forget to take care of ourselves. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to leave the floor, but give report first. It's okay to take a lunch. It's okay to take a day off. Spend time with family and friends, or just do something for yourself. You deserve it. Remember, you are just beginning, and the road ahead has a lot to offer. Keep your eyes and your mind open, and follow the path that is meant just for you. Congratulations. Okay. All right, so now we are going to start the rewarding of their certificates and the pins, okay?
So I just want to remind you, again, when we do call your loved one's name, they're going to get their certificate, and Kathy Kelly's going to pin them. Come on up. Young kids, little kids, they want a picture with their mom or dad. Come on up. Then when you're done, we'll go to the next one, okay? And so Marisa is going to read the names. She knows them better than anybody here. And we all know how well I am at language skills and pronunciation. And I will be handing out certificates. Kathy's going to go ahead and pin. So here we go, graduates.
Okay. We ready? All right, we will start. You ready? Okay. Cherise Dukes. Go up there, go up there. Yeah. Yeah, come on back. Okay. Derek Fingland.
I want to mention that Derek has also served in our military.
Yes.
Well, you know who you can give it to, Derek.
Menaja Gibson.
You want to get a picture with Mama? Good job, buddy. Wish you had that much energy? Oh, my goodness.
Oh. I don't miss that arch. All right. Tashori Green. Jessica Harrington. Sharina Harrison.
If you didn't notice, they have face signs of. Pretty cool. Well, you're going to be in a cart for a while. Yeah. Can somebody take them for her?
Oh, you got him?
Yeah, you can throw a couple ones there.
Pamela Ladijas. I know I said it wrong. Ladijas. I don't know. Pam. Pamela.
Pam's done her hair up today. Very nice.
Alexis Martindale.
Alexis is being trained by her mother. Thought they were sisters. She hates that. I'm old, I can't see.
no French fries, Grammy. Okay.
Tell you, Alexis was, put a lot of time into our curriculum committee. She was a student representative, so she gave extra commitment to that. Did a great job. So thank you.
Tracy P. Kinder. She's taking a long way home. Everybody has a different path.
She's got to get one with her husband, because like he's, like her driving, like, she had to give up her job during this, so he said, oh, no problem, honey. Nice job.
Alexis Pikett.
Wonderful. You did it, buddy. Make sure we're in St. Thomas.
Faye Thomas.
Pinning is very challenging, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You got, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like threading a needle.
Carla Watson. I think. Okay, well, that concludes the pinning of these fine folks up here. We have, go ahead, go ahead.
Graduates of we call them the GP class, stand up. And we
I know they can't get, back row, come up, get a picture, come up in front of them. Yeah, they've been up front all day. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Yeah.
don't let Derek fool you. He's in charge of the squad. All right.
No. Okay, we're almost done. Bear with us. We have two awards to present to the valedictorian and the salutatorian, which, you know, all of these, everybody up here knows how difficult it is, this program is. Any nursing program, right? Right? Literally, a tenth of a point could put apart each of these individuals, and they all have to have above an 80 average. So many of them were way above that. So they all deserve recognition because they all worked extremely hard to be here today. But with that said, our salutatorian is Alexis Martindale. Come on up. Yay. And of course, our valedictorian is Carla Watson. Now, Carla shared with us on the last day of class that this was her goal. She had every intention of being the valedictorian of this class, and she really worked hard. So kudos. Okay. And do you want to say some last words?
All right, we're going to say, so as graduates on your seats, and any nurses out there, now that they've received their certification, they still have to pass their New York State board licensure. But they're on their way. So they're going to take the pledge, and it's based on Florence Nightingale's pledge. So why don't you all stand up, and we're going to get started. In full knowledge of obligations, I am undertaking, correct. I promise to care for the sick with all the skill and understanding I possess, without regard to race, creed, color, politics, or social status, sparing no effort to preserve quality of life, alleviate suffering, and to promote health in affirmed. I will respect at all times the dignity, beliefs of the patient under my care, holding in confidence all the personal information entrusted to me, and refraining from any action which may endanger life or death. I will endeavor to keep my professional knowledge and skill at the highest level, and to give loyal support and cooperation to all members of the healthcare team. I will do my utmost to honor the International Code of Ethics applied to nursing and to uphold the integrity of the. Nice job, guys. So in conclusion, I would like to thank everybody who joined us to this really great event. It's monumental, I know, in their lives, and it's also monumental in all of us who worked with these students. We remember them. We love them. And so without further ado, congratulations, and this ceremony is officially over. Please drive safely, and